Yeah. Who are you and what are you doing with Jesse Blue?
Yeah, go ahead and laugh. Actually borrowed the threads from a buddy of mine. He works at a funeral parlor.
I'd wear it at a funeral. Coffee? Does this mean you're going to testify for Abby at the trial?
You know, I haven't decided yet.
Jesse would be very important for both of us if you did.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me that, but I don't want to do anything to put Michelle at risk.
Well, I don't either. Any more run-ins with this gang?
Just a couple phone calls. You know, basic hang-ups, nothing I can't handle. Where is Michelle?
She's upstairs helping Abby get dressed. Abby wants to make the right impression in court.
That's crazy. Roy's the one that should be worried about it.
Well, Roy's got himself a very smooth attorney. I'm sure Roy's going to look like an altar boy when this trial starts.
They're not going to buy that, not after all the bad stuff Roy's done.
Juries, they're funny things sometimes. A slick attorney can really change people's minds.
Man, that's screwed up.
Well, you know, the system doesn't always work.
Yeah, well, you're telling me, huh? How's Abby doing?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, on the outside, she seems cool and calm, but on the inside, I'm not really sure.
I don't know. Maybe this dress is better. Roth said that the image I present to the jury is very important.
I know. You told me. About 5 times.
I'm sorry. I know I've tried on everything in my closet. I just can't decide.
You want my opinion?
Of course I do. That's why I've been torturing you for an hour.
Okay. Either this one or that one or the one you've got on.
Well, that narrows it down. Thanks.
Look, Abby, you don't have to worry about your image. You couldn't look or sound phony if you tried.
Okay. I just wish that
What? You wish that you what?
I just wish that I could cover everything up. My whole body. I really hate the way he looks at me. It makes me feel scared. I can't explain. It makes me feel really dirty. It doesn't matter what I wear. No matter what clothes I put on, I'm still going to feel naked in front of that jury. I just wish that I could wrap myself up in armor or be invisible or something. Because the minute I walk in the courtroom, everybody's going to be staring at me. And they're all going to know what happened. And they're all going to know what he did to me. And he will be there. Roy will be there, and he will be looking at me the way he looked at me. Well, the way he looked at me that night. Like he knows what I look like without any clothes on.
Abby, I'm not going to pretend that I understand how you feel. But I know the courage it takes to stand up and identify the person who hurt you. The only eyes I want you to feel in that courtroom are the eyes of the people who are as proud of you as I am, and who love you as much as Rick does.
I'll try and remember that.
All you have to do is be yourself.
Right. I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to trust in Ross and the due process of the law, because I believe in the legal system, and that is what is going to get me through this.
I'm sorry to dump all of this on you, Daddy. I know you have a big case starting today.
And I have a few things to go over before I start in court, so if you could make this as quick as possible.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just didn't know where else to turn. It's been a nightmare having to go through this whole thing by myself.
What, honey?
I don't know. I don't know when things went so wrong for Hart and me. Actually, I do. It was right before Cassie came to town.
Cassie Lane?
Yeah, that's the one.
Sweetheart, perhaps this is a conversation that we should be having when I have more time to devote to it. You know how important this case is for me to try.
Please, Daddy, I don't have anybody else. Mother was no help, and I really, really need your advice. I'm desperate. I have blown things with Hart, and I need someone to tell me how to fix it.
I realize that the only reason you took this case was to get back at your
You can say it, Blake, my brother.
Your brother. But I also know that Ross is very sorry for what happened all those years ago, and he would like to make it up to you. So would I. Actually, I would like to take this time to formally welcome you into the family.
I'm touched.
I
Really?
realize that this isn't, well, it's not the most conventional of beginnings, but then again, I've never been opposed to growth or tradition.
I sense that about you somehow.
So, I figured if we all get to know each other and maybe we can let bygones be bygones, who knows? We might even all become friends.
And I presume this friendship will involve me backing away from the case Ross and I are about to try today.
Oh, Ben. An attorney of your caliber certainly shouldn't waste his time on a case like this, especially one so cut and dried.
And what makes you think it is?
Well, take a look at your client. Roy Meacham. I mean, this man committed an unforgivable act of violence against an innocent woman. He deserves to pay for what he did.
You make a compelling argument, Blake.
Well, I leave all the legal eagling to my husband. But I'm telling you, you go up against the DA on this case and you're sure to lose, Mr. Warren.
Are you your husband's press agent?
No, but I used to be in the business.
Ah, that must be why you're so good at it.
Well, a man like my husband doesn't need PR. I mean, Ross happens to be one of the most respected and admired attorneys in the state. Now, even if you were to win this case, which I really don't think you could, there still would be this bad blood between the two of you. In the name of family, couldn't you just put this aside?
You don't have to convince me of my brother's talents, Blake. Ross is a fine attorney. After all, he taught me. But you may not be giving me enough credit.
How so?
Well, you haven't seen me in action.
I think I've gotten a taste of what you can do.
Oh, you don't know how good I am, sister-in-law. At a lot of things.
Well, I'm sure you can appreciate where I'm coming from then. I mean, why should you compete with Ross? You're brothers.
This is very important to you, isn't it?
I can't tell you how much.
Then maybe you'd like to show me.